Hey guys, welcome to BrickVault, it's Mike here and welcome to another of our top 10 weekly MOCs videos. As usual, I am choosing my top 10 favorite MOCs from last week that I found to be really awesome. And of course, as always, all the links to those creations can be found in the video description below, so if you want to check out those galleries, it's all right there. And starting off with number 10, there is something super funny, cartoony, that is Maggie Simpson on her skateboard with the cat Snowball. And the build itself is looking really awesome. I love the character, how she was captured in this MOC, but the funniest part about this is that this is an RC skateboard. Yep, the thing moves around, so you can have some smiles coming your way when you're actually driving this thing, let's say on a mall. I like how he made the colors of the skateboard to look like the one that Bart is having, and Maggie is just having as much fun with it. And as it comes to Snowball the cat, I love his look. He looks pretty much the same as he does in the show, which is really weird, but the MOC just captures this perfectly. Alright, moving up to number 9, we are getting into more of those sci-fi vibes, and this is come back to the 80s with the City Slizer Turbo. That is a nice build of a series from Anthony Wilson. He's been doing a lot of builds called missions with different mechs and robots and whatnot. Check out his Flickr page if you wanna know what I'm talking about, but this guy just hits this synthwave 80s retro vibe. So this is a really fun thing to show with this backdrop and those lines coming to this digitally rendered sunset as you usually see. That looks excellent, and the car itself is just a fun little connection between a lot of dark pink bricks, I think, and a teal color there. You can see a lot of things that are making this gribbling, and those palm trees in the back also adding a lot to the look. I always like to choose some small builds for every week's list to just show you guys how it's possible to make something awesome from a very few amount of bricks. And number 9 this week, the City Slizer Turbo, is just a perfect example from Anthony Wilson. Alright, moving up to number 8, there is another sci-fi build. This is Ataraxis by Trotta. First off, the color combination just captured me instantly. I think it looks excellent, especially the cockpit part. I mean, look at those cockpit windshields just paired with tiles in blue, just making this ship look very agile and very powerful. In the front, we've got some firepower. The engines in the back are built using some grill pieces in blue. So overall, the choices he made for all those parts and all those 3 cannons seems like a gunship. I think it all looks great, and I especially really love the fact how the minifigure is looking through that window. Alright, moving up to number 7, this is where we start our Mech or merch week. It's like a wordplay, there's an R inside, you know, you get. Anyway, this is the MFS 018 Blood Cancer from Moko, one of the very talented mech builders, one of my favorite ones right now on Flickr and all the internet, I gotta say. This guy just looks amazing, like a crab thing with some claws in it. There is no real, like, I think, projectile firepower there, but the whole shell that the head is in seems to be like some sort of an armor in there, and when you open it, you can see that the thing can actually have hands and hold some sort of a weapon. If you haven't seen Moko's builds before, you're kind of like losing a treat there, because his builds are simply astonishing, and this is just another example of how unique mech building nowadays can be. And moving up to number 6, there is another mech in a different vibe, different scale, and different just look of it. This is Protoype 70 with his Cabearpillar power loader B948. As you can see, this is a take on the power loader, I think from the Aliens, but this one is scaled down to fit a teddy bear. Protoype is a great designer. I love his small builds. I just discovered this builder and I just fell in love with all that he does. Plus a great photographer, awesome graphic designer as well. So if you want to check out his Flickr page, I highly recommend to do so. So that is a win in the small building category of a mech for this week. And number 5 is pretty much a spot that I always reserve for one of my favorite builders. This is Iain Heath. It's a tribute build to this amazing lore of Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy. We can see a lot of cool things, the deeper thoughts computer, there's the whale, those fishes, the characters, the heart in the back with the amazing texture is probably the highlight of this MOC. But what really is highlight for me is this small Tesla Roadster with Starman. That is a great take, a great Easter egg for the likes of me that are just capturing such things very well. And I would like to thank Iain Heath for making that one. Really great MOC. And Iain Heath also did another small MOC this week with the sad passing of Professor Stephen Hawking. He made a small chair in Lego to tribute him. I think that is a great idea. Stephen Hawking was a legend by life, and I will personally really miss him, so I'm glad that builders like Iain recognized his legacy and were able to just commemorate him in such a great way with their passion by building a beautiful Lego MOC for him. So thank you so much for that, Iain, and rest in peace, Professor Stephen Hawking. Moving up to number 4, this is kind of like a weird choice, I know, but I think it just gets a lot of points for creativity and the weirdness of this MOC. This is called the Castle Walker by Sheo. I'm not sure where to start. This is some sort of like a medieval walking thing, basically a castle on legs. What I like about this is that the legs look simple yet mechanical, and this gribbling using 1x1 purple plates is just adding so much flavor to it, plus the barrel using the classic gray barrel pieces in the front, possibly that's some sort of a lot of firepower, I gotta say. But this whole thing, this whole package with gray and black looks so weirdly, astonishingly good, and at the same time very awkward. And I think I like this about this MOC, that it's not trying to be something really detailed, something really amazing compared to the other ones, but just gets a lot of points for this creativity and the feel of being different. And for that also I think the number 4 spot is well deserved. But with number 3 we are getting into more serious mechs again. This guy is called just the heavy mech and a few soldier. The MOC is called the Patrol by Perron. I love the combination of dark gray and the slime green. That's something you don't see every day. And the gribbling here, especially at the belly area, the connection point between the legs of the mech and the head. So many pieces in this specific color used there, and it just looks so mechanical, so great. Also, we have some recon soldiers below, great looking minifigures. And I gotta give a lot of points for the landscape. This seems to be like some sort of like an alien world with red dirt and some sort of like a glowing blue plants, and I love this net of tentacles just growing around the dirt, showing that there is much more beneath the ground than it's all above. Seems like a very hostile environment, and this mech is there to protect the team of soldiers, and I think the whole scene is captured greatly. And moving up, I guess we're done with the mechs for this week. Number 2 is something from a different era and different scale. Everything is different. This is the French Galleon by Matt Lincoln. Amazing build, and this is based on a 17th century man of war Royal Louis. Those awesome ships, they packed a lot of firepower, massive, beautiful looking things. This one here is minifigure scale. We've got so many things, including the whole deck area, the whole armament on both broadsides. We've got the sails, we've got interiors. It's basically a museum-sized model. It's like something you would see behind the glass in a proper Lego museum. I'm just simply astonished how good it looks. The builder doesn't really say much about this model, just shows the picture, so we don't really know how much it took to build, how much effort was put into it, but I can just guess it took possibly months or even more, and the result is simply amazing. Possibly one of the best MOCs of a ship that I've seen in my entire career or in the series of these videos so far. So I'm really glad I found out about this week, and I was able to put this in the number 2 spot. Alright guys, but are you ready for number 1? Because this is something I'm not sure if any one of you has ever seen before. Level of great ball contraption that's shown in this MOC is just through the roof, from a different planet, if I may. This is the builder Quanix. It's a German builder named David, and this is called the Pneumatic Ball Factory version 2.0. Now, I don't want to say a lot about this MOC because I really want to encourage you to go to check out the video. I'm gonna show some bits of it. What it is basically is a whole factory/assembly line for balls that is fully automated using 3 servo motors with some additional help from some programming and a lot of pneumatic elements to it. But what it does, it moves the balls in a very mesmerizing, very hypnotizing, if I may say, way. Quite relaxing and very satisfying to watch. I highly recommend checking out the video. It doesn't deserve that low of the amount of views it has. I think it should have more. So check this out, the Pneumatic Ball Factory version 2.0 for Quanix. I'm gonna leave the link below. And that is it for this week's Top 10 MOCs video. Thank you so much for watching. Before I go, I want to say that I wanted to feature more MOCs than 10 because some of them were also really amazing. Chubby Bots came out with the Bracer Phoenix from Pacific Rim. I mentioned in the last episode that he was working on. It's now finished. Also, JK Brickworks, Jason, amazing builder, came out with the classic duck pull toy. Amazing as always, Jason. So I'm gonna leave the link to his website below as well. Check it out, it's very well worth it. And we had Karen MECHs coming with a Harry Potter magical box. The name is magic, believe me, there's a link below to check it out. It's quite amazing. So I just want you to have the surprise and won't spoil it for you. Click it, check it. And now let's show the fan MOCs. Thank you guys so much for submitting a lot of MOCs this week. As always, the email is right there on the screen. If you want to submit your MOCs, 5 pictures per MOC, take the best ones possible and just send away. We're gonna try to feature those MOCs in every Sunday episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was Mike, and I'll see you again on BrickVault.